What's up, y'all? Welcome to Three Brothers and a Shot of Milk, and you better enjoy it while it lasts, because we are going to be missing one Christopher St. Victor pretty soon here. Sorry, Chris, we'll make the most of it, but we do have with us Lawrence St. Victor and Richard Wilson, the critical one. I'm Jack. Today, we're talking about movies, TVs, comic books, video games, toys, and so much more. But first, how was your weeks, gentlemen? And we better start with Chris. Chris, how has your week been?
It's been good. It's been good. I'm actually making GI Joes now, actual O-band GI Joes. So
Really?
yeah. So you see this? This is one that's in progress now, and it actually has the screw hole where you actually put the screw in, and then there's the hips, and then I got a rivet gun.
Wait, we didn't
how
see.
G.I. Joes-
I didn't see them hips. Bring them.
Yeah, those hips don't lie. Let's see them.
Bring them hips up here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a Cobra.
How are you
figure.
getting all the color in there?
It's the filament. It's like a mystic chrome filament, so it shifts.
But you painted
And
the
then
belt.
I painted the belt.
Okay.
And then I have a rivet gun because you know how GI Joes, they were riveted in the shoulders and the arms.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So these are built like the 80s Joes. So
Are they to scale?
to scale, yeah. So here's the body of it, and I put the rivet through here, and then once you take it apart, the rubber band goes right there, just like the GI Joe.
Dude,
Okay, nice.
Yeah,
you're doing it.
trying, man, trying. So yeah.
Hasbro has that cease and desist letter ready for you. Like,
That's
for a
it.
minute.
That's it. So here are
Stop
my
making all these
O-rings.
black GI Joes.
Here are my screws. Exactly. And my hip pieces. So I'm gonna build. And I ordered carbon fiber filament. That's supposed to be twice as strong. So the problem is when you print real little, the PLA gets brittle. So you get a carbon fiber filament and it makes it super strong.
Okay,
We'll see.
Well
all
done.
right, nice.
That's a good week. That's a good
That's
week.
yeah, it's pretty all right. Pretty all right.
How
there.
about you, Rich?
My week's all right. What am I doing? Well, what I've been watching. Check it out. I write it down now because my memory. Yeah. Anyway, listen, I finished up C. There was three seasons
Oh
of
yeah,
that.
you've been going crazy overseas.
Yeah, you swear by that, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. You should check that out.
Is there more coming out, or is it done?
I'm not.
Is
I'm
Momoa
not sure.
still shooting this show?
No, Momoa is. Well, I'm not going to spoil it just in case y'all want to watch it. But nah,
He's done.
he's done.
Okay.
But I mean, they can pick it up. They left it where they can actually pick it up and go on with more stuff. But I'm not sure if it's going to have the same gravitas without Momoa. Momoa kind of makes that show. I'm not going.
What if they get Batista?
But Batista was already in it.
Was he?
He was.
Oh, you said that. You did say
Yeah.
that. I gotta watch.
Yeah, he was Momoa's brother. What else? I started Invasion, and that's I'm on
Invasion.
episode 6. Yeah, it's kind of slow. It's like
What's-
it's on Apple TV. I'm on Apple TV right now. I'm on an Apple TV kick right now. Okay,
Are you past your free trial?
I am past my free trial. I'm not even gonna hold you. So that $10 hit me. But yeah, but right now it's all right. It's about obviously the name entails it. There's some type of invasion happening. We're not sure exactly what it is yet.
Big shout out to etc. So on and so forth coming in
Well,
the chat. Doctor,
And he's asking, what do you think about Doctor Who? In all fairness, I'll tell you right now, ETC, probably none of these three are watching Doctor Who.
No.
not even.
So anyway,
But I have.
Jack,
So
we'll get to
anyway.
it on your turn.
That's fair.
straight hijacking my stuff, man. Anyway,
This guy hijacked it in the chat.
I'm
So
Thanks,
on
by
and
the
so
way.
forth. Very rude.
watch Undead Unluck. That's anime on Hulu. I'm watching it on Hulu. It's pretty all right. Pretty interesting. About an undead
that's-
dude. What's that?
I started watching that.
Did you?
Somebody recommended Undead Dude finds a girl who has like nothing but bad luck and like they try.
Yeah.
I saw the first episode. Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Okay. I can't say
Very
that this guy
good.
right here.
Come on. I'm coming up.
I don't know who recommended to you. Maybe you might listen to him some more too.
You gave me a whole
Um,
list. Yeah.
What else? Pet Cemetery Bloodline. Yeah, that was all right.
That's the new movie. It's a movie, right?
Yeah,
not
it's a movie. I
series?
think that's on. I think that was on Paramount.
Is it a
Continuation.
reboot or a sequel?
I think it might be a reboot.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not.
He said, "Okay. What do y'all think about the new Fallout trailer for Wait, you got to wait for the news, etc., so on and so forth. We have a whole
We'll
news
get to
segment.
it, etc. We'll get to it.
We'll
but
get to it, man.
Chris
I'm
might
about
get
to
here.
fall out life.
You got to take me to the date.
Other than that, because
before you
people are
try
hijacking my spot.
to-
Okay. I've gotten back into Starfield. They released the update. They released a patch to fix the problems that I was having. So
Finally.
I'm back in it.
It's been like
I
2
went back to my
months.
original character, and I'm back in it now, and I'm having a good time and ignoring all the other bugs.
But
And
the other
that
bugs,
was
you can
my
still
week.
play. You can still
I
play.
can still play. I can still play with the asteroids following my ship. You know, sometimes my head would disappear and my whole body would disappear.
Who
But I
needs
can
a
still
head or a
play the
body?
game. You know, my character, my companion be doing weird stuff too. But I can still play the game. I can still trade things. I can progress through, and I'm not stuck anywhere. So I'm good. I'm good right now.
That's fair. That's fair. Well done. Well done. Jackie,
MVP?
yeah, I was waiting for you to say my name. Man, listen, let me tell you something. Wait, Connie Alaska jumped in. I guess everyone's watching Doctor Who except us.
Well, the second special dropped. There's special 1 and special 2. And
Oh, so you are watching Doctor Who?
no,
No, I'm just Googling it really quick so I can talk
no,
about it.
I see it on the previews when
My week, man, has been uneventful. Haven't done too much. Been really busy, but I tell you, I have been watching, and I'm caught up on that Squid Game reality show.
Ah,
That joint is dope.
is it?
It really is.
Okay.
It really is. You'd be surprised how interesting this is without the whole murder death part of it. But because you still have the games and they're still competing for $4 million. So
Oh, all right.
I mean, so it's still just as high stakes for them. And it's very interesting. And they put other things in it to increase the drama. Like there's tests between games that aren't even a game. Someone's going home. And we got to figure out who. So it's actually pretty freaking good. And that's what I've been watching. That's all I've done. Toy
That's
hunting. We'll get to a lot of toy stuff.
Hey,
A lot of toy stuff, but we'll get to that.
I also watched a little bit of that Squid Game reality TV show. You consume a lot of reality TV show, Lawrence.
Just Love Is Blind, The Ultimatum, Squid Game. I Love at First Sight.
Right.
What's the matter with you? It's my
I
sister.
might-
She keeps recommending them. So I'm like, all right.
But you don't have to watch them.
See, and
Actually-
that's why you don't watch anime, Chris. We're just
No,
over
Lawrence
here
recommend.
recommending.
Lawrence watches
real.
everything anyone recommends.
Except I don't read Old Man Logan.
Yeah, that's I don't, and you read graphic novels. I don't understand that one. That's a really good one too.
I'm gonna
Pictures,
read it.
Jack.
Yeah.
I started watching the Squid Game one.
You didn't like it?
Um,
It's not the series, but it's a nice.
I have a problem with pettiness in reality TV shows, which most reality TV shows focus around.
Jack, that's the
That's-
backbone of reality TV.
Really?
I know that's why I struggle with reality TV shows. Like I was just watching this "Is It Cake" season 2, and
It's petty and is it cake?
Is it cake?
it's
The
not
background
petty.
is that.
It's not petty, but one of the characters kind of has. You can tell they have a, I don't know, chip on their shoulder kind of personality, and I'd say the most wholesome people, spoiler alert, go out pretty quick. So I was like, the good energy just left the room. I'm probably gonna go with them.
I will say this about the Squid Game, since I'm all cut up. They actually are all really good people, and they find fair ways to play the game. They make it so, like, let's say the freaking glass bridge. Remember that in the show?
Yeah.
So they're like, everyone gets one turn. So I take a turn. If it's safe, now I took my turn. Now the next person goes in front of me. You take your turn. So everyone just has like 150-50 chance instead of just the beginning just goes. So it's actually pretty cool. Once you whittle it down, they're actually
Right.
pretty good people.
Okay, well maybe I had to jump back in.
Yeah.
I watched Trimmers Part 1.
Yeah.
What?
I don't.
Tremors.
It was and
80s Tremors?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Oh.
Kevin Bacon Trimmers,
Oh,
and
I love that movie growing up.
It
I was
holds
just,
up. I can tell you the movie actually holds up.
Does it?
It is as enjoyable watching it right now as it was the first time around. you're missing out big time if you're not watching Doctor Who. Now, that's kind of true. In answer to ETC's question, is it good? It's so good. Wait,
Sage
is
said
so
so good. Black people do watch Doctor Who.
I don't. Is she
wasn't
talking about
sure.
Doctor Who? Or is she talking about Tremors?
Yeah, Sage. Are you
Yeah.
talking about
Mhm.
Doctor
Sage,
Who? You're talking
Please
about
classify,
Tremors.
Sage. Please classify.
And Connie says, I personally hate reality TV. Nailed it, and the early seasons of the Great British Baking Show are exceptional. Funny and nice with the meanness you often get. Man, this is America. It's a
America.
mean place.
We need the mean.
It's a
But
mean movie.
what was I? Oh, Doctor Who. Doctor Who's enjoyable, and David Tennant is back. Well, we're getting a lot of chat going on.
Oh, my
Lawrence,
bad.
you need to read quicker.
The first and second Tremors movies are the best. Yeah, I mean, there's like
Wait,
8
there's
of
more
them.
than
Oh, hands down.
two?
Yeah,
It
there's
gets
more than
real
two.
made for TV. It
It
gets real
does, yeah.
sci-fi shadow.
Dude,
It does.
they're like 10 Tremor movies.
There was one variant where it has wings and it flies by shooting gas out of his butt.
Well, it had to happen. In the first Trimmer movies, they talk about at least they don't fly like 10 times. So, of course, they were going to have to fly, right?
Did they fly in part? I don't think they flew in part 2. Did they fly in part?
But they
2?
fly
No,
eventually.
they didn't fly. In
There
part
was,
two,
there was
no.
like just a lot of them in part 2. I think.
Yeah, and I think at the end of part 2, they may have gotten legs, or that might have been part 3.
They got legs.
Because the dude that was with Kevin
There is a
Bacon was
part
in
two,
part
and
2,
three
but
and
That's
Kevin
what I'm
Bacon.
saying,
did-
Sage. Yeah, I didn't know there was more than 2.
Jeffrey!
What's up, Jeffrey?
Yeah, the lead guy is in part 2, but not Kevin Bacon. The other dude. That's it.
Right.
But then the guy with the guns takes over the whole franchise.
Yeah.
The guy with the gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy with the
The survivalist, who's like Reba McEntire's husband in the first one.
Oh, dude, I haven't seen this since I was 10 years old.
I'll tell you, it holds up. Anyways, Doctor Who's a fun watch. It's great to have David Tennant back. He's my favorite Doctor. Obviously, I haven't seen the second one that just dropped, but I'm interested in finding out why he's even back in the first place. So it's they're doing something interesting there. What is it? I watched this other thing. What the heck did I watch? It was actually new.
the thing with the people in it.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
that
people.
one. That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's pretty good. So other than that, that was my week.
That's your good.
That
And
was your
that
week.
was our weeks. Lawrence, you went, huh?
So the week
I did go. Thank you
he
for
did
listening.
go. Yeah,
Yeah.
wow.
You talked about.
Wow.
Squid Game.
Oh, you
yeah.
mentioned one thing.
Well, I had a very busy week, but I have been doing a lot of like looking up toys and stuff. Speaking of which, before we all get going to the next segment, I want to ask you guys: did everyone pre-order freaking Steel?
Yes.
No.
Rich,
Rich doesn't have a quota.
Yes. Yes.
He's got no quota.
Rich, you ain't got enough black action figures, man. I'm about to bring you up.
Come
I'm
on,
about
man.
to-
I need
I'm
it
about
for
to
the
bring you
affirmative
up.
action collection.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
need-
I got this guy. Well, no,
Listen.
he's not black. He's not
This is
black.
the leader of my affirmative action collection. Okay,
Who is that? Oh, okay.
That's freaking Winston Zedmore. Put some respect on his name, man. All right.
Well, I think it's time for some funnies. So, what's the most important meal of Crime Fighters Day?
What's
Supper,
Let-
man.
let's-
And we're going to redeem that segment by not paying any homage to it. We're moving along.
You,
Now,
you
moving
like
on
got
down
out of
the light,
there
across the
so
street,
quick.
around the block,
Wow.
down the corner, past all the other lights, and we're going to find ourselves at the Collector's Corner.
It's show and tell time.
Watch it
Jack.
go, bro.
Yeah, buddy. That's right, show and tell time. We're taking stuff off our cases, off the shelves, out of the closets, and we're showing them to the rest of the world. They can be toys, video games, movie memorabilia. They can be worth millions of dollars, or in Chris's case, just sentimental because he made it last week.
Or in Chris's case, just handmade.
Listen, it works for Etsy, doesn't it?
It does. Yo, Poke Muon 15. Hello. What's
Hello.
Is that a real name?
on?
Oh, that is a rain. Okay, I'm sorry.
Hey,
What's going on? How you
got to
doing?
start respecting the people that come to listen to us.
I was looking at something else. It sounded like you just made something.
No, I
was
didn't.
Like, wait a minute.
It's fair, you know. I
Chris,
let
you better go first since we're going to lose you any second now.
Yep. So, Black Friday
Well,
deal.
he's going to make the whole show. He's going to make the whole show.
I got this Carapax from Blue Beetle. Originally a 40-something dollar figure, $9.
Is
These
it
are
worth
one of the
$9?
oversized figures.
I feel like we're all like $9 too much. Chris?
Yeah, because I almost
Who
got him
is-
too, and I didn't.
Who is like we don't?
That's the bad guy from Blue Beetle. Did you even watch Blue Beetle yet?
He didn't watch Blue
I
Beetle.
didn't, but I feel like
You haven't seen Blue Beetle yet?
I haven't seen Ninja Turtles or Blue Beetle yet.
What do you do with your life besides watching?
Don't
freaking
you have
Squid
like
Game
some
or something
kind of geeky podcast thing you do where you talk about this
like that? You
content?
talk about this
I
stuff?
make sure I miss those days, and you guys talk about it.
So this goes well. So I already have Clayface this size, Dark Side, Killer Croc. So they just did some of the big bad guys and some of the
No,
larger scale.
That is dope, and I feel like
it's actually
you can actually customize that into something really cool, because
Like an Iron Man.
or
just
a
how
Gundam
big
or
is it?
something,
Yeah, like an Iron Man.
I don't know. He's like
just like an Iron Man.
yeah, I don't know. It's like he's probably like 10 inches. So a little bit bigger.
Uh-huh.
Let me see.
How wide is it?
Let me
How
see.
thick is it, Chris?
Enough to fit.
It's been fun. Now that lasts. It's good looking toy though.
Okay.
Nice, Chris. I'm sorry, I was just hating on you, but that's a dope pickup.
I'll go next. With me and my means of saving money, and you know,
That?
what?
What's that? Saving money?
Saving money. I save money from time to time. You know, don't ignore all this. Ignore
I love
all
that, etc., so on and so forth. Purposely
No,
talks while you're talking, Rich. He asks,
Yeah.
"What do you think
Got a problem.
of the
Me and this guy gonna have
McFarlane
a problem.
Batman and Robin figures?" Yo, etc. Me and Chris we pre-ordered the whole way.
Pre-ordered it.
I cannot wait, and I got the George
When is that
Clooney one
coming,
from
by
the
the way?
sometime in December. I love him, dude. I love him. I always loved the Batman and Robin aesthetic anyway, not so much the story, but I like the visuals of it. So them figures is gonna go. They're dope. That Build-A-Figure Mr. Freeze. Yo. All right, Rich.
You
Sorry.
ready?
Can I? Yes, you
Can
can.
I talk now?
Go ahead.
Okay. I picked up Hatet Zaraz. Probably messed up his name, but it's okay. He's like one of the special forces at the for Wakanda. Excuse me.
Rich, I feel like you don't even like these characters.
From the Affirmative Action Collection, Rich.
What are you talking
That's
about?
Is
I
that
do
like
like it.
an
Wait,
albino
wait,
Black Panther?
But do you like? I feel. Do you
Oh, listen, this dude was on sale for like 75% off. So I was
there
like,
we go. That's what I was waiting for.
I'll pick it up. You know?
I'm like, what skin
I'll
in this
pick
game
it
do you
up.
have? You have no skin in the Black Panther game.
I was like,
that,
I'm gonna get that.
But it's
No, but I got
$4.99.
the pots, but I do want to get some Black Panther. I mainly want to get like the Black Panther if I can
should.
find them without
Do you,
breaking bank.
the
I got
movie
one.
or the comic?
I'll take both. I'll be honest with you.
FYE might still have them, but it's always overpriced at FYE.
FYE still exists?
Yeah.
In my mall, it does. Yeah,
Shoot.
overpriced.
You can go online.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
gotta pay shipping on that, maybe.
Yeah. That's it. That's what I got.
Nice,
Good looking
Rich.
toy. Lawrence?
Etc. You want to talk now? No.
No, I get to talk.
Yeah, you're gonna wait till it's your turn again.
But
I-
wait till the next round.
I wasn't gonna. Wait, hold on one second, Rich. I'm so
What's
sorry, Chris. I'm so sorry. I forgot.
What?
I'm just.
I don't
I'm
get an
not-
apology?
No, you ain't go yet. Hold on, Chris. Can you please show us?
Oh,
Can you please show us your
Yeah.
My
your
Carapax.
Carapax? Look at that.
yeah,
figure,
that we can
everybody.
see that a whole lot better now.
There we go. I knew something was off. There we go. Rich, can you please show us
Oh yeah.
your white Black Panther?
My white Black
Albino
Panther.
Black Panther.
You know, there he
That's
is.
the Shadow Milk in the Black Panther universe.
Wait, what's his
right
name
there.
again? What's let me just see.
Hatet
It's Milk
Zaraz,
Panther.
something like that.
It's Milk
Is
Panther.
that focus?
It's the Milk Panther.
Yep.
My man, chill.
Yo, Jeffrey's
Dope.
showing you some love, Chris. He said that is nice.
Thanks, Jeffrey. I appreciate it. $9. You can't go wrong. You might still be able to get it on Amazon. Check it out.
Man, I guess I'll go. Okay, so I wasn't gonna show this yet because I ain't finished it yet, but I said I don't care. I want to show it. So, yo, I went on a toy hunt online for a while. Went to some stores to find these guys. Got two. One is on the way. First up, we got Peter One.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Peter Parker
Oh,
from the
I already
Spider-Man.
see where this is going.
You know exactly where this is going from the Spider-Man No Way Home collection. This is the final swing suit. That's that suit he had at the end of the movie. He had no more Stark tech, no nothing. He had a sewing machine, and he's in this suit. Tom Holland's likeness is pretty great.
Yeah, that's
And-
pretty good.
It's like that Steve Ditko inspired kind of art style, man. So
Nice.
Peter One, there will be an unboxing very soon, but look at the card back here, man. But I'll show you the other one. It doesn't have a sticker on it. So then if you got Peter 1, you need to get Peter 2, who is really my Peter 1, that Tobey Maguire
Peter 1?
Spider-Man. Well, in the movie they say, I'm Peter 1, Peter 2, Peter 3.
Like your Peters.
I love my Peters.
Hey, yo.
And the
back to
likeness is
toys.
dope. And I mean, the art style, the three of them on the back, it's just a
That's
dope
cool.
moment in comic book movies. And to have these two, it's gonna be sick. I'm gonna have them like doing that 3-person pose.
Oh, the
shelf.
pose? Oh.
They're gonna be like that on the shelf.
So
And
better.
I was waiting for these. They had a 3-pack that came out, but that was before they had like the rights to Andrew Garfield's likeness, so they didn't have the unmasked heads. But now we're getting an unmasked Andrew Garfield, but it's in the Amazing Spider-Man packaging because I feel like they have his likeness rights for that movie, but not this. So they're kind of doing a little loophole.
So you don't have that one yet?
That's the one that's hard to get. That's actually going to be shipped. So that's on the way. I couldn't find that in the stores. That sculpt is crazy, but yo, this is sick, man.
That's dope.
Spider-Man, No Way Home.
Nice.
Wait.
Fresh, right?
Well, we'll be
Fresh.
seeing these again then.
You'll be seeing them again, and there will be an unboxing. And Sage, you're right. It is too cool.
All right. Enough of that. Me next. So today I am showing some of my Superman the Animated Series memorabilia. This is my piggy bank.
You had that in college.
Gentlemen,
Okay.
I'm rich.
Nice.
But that's rich. But
You are
there's money in here.
Yeah.
So I've had this since
1997.
1997.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
In addition to that, my older brother sent me some of his stuff recently.
Dope.
Wow.
Yo.
Nice.
The problem is when they translated it from that animation style to toy style, they were so hard to have them stand up because they're so top heavy.
No, they don't.
I think
stand up at all.
I think we're best friends, Jack.
Can I be best friends too?
I think we're best friends, Jack.
What?
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Here we
I think
go.
we're best friends, Jack.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Lawrence, let's see your screen now.
Let's see. Hold on. Me and Jack. This is the moment me and Jack became. This is kind of like college, Jack. This is when we became best friends.
It is true.
Can I be best friends too?
But let's see. I don't
I
know.
don't think
Yours
it's the
looks a
same.
little weird.
Yeah.
You got like an
hold on.
Elseworld sculpt
How do
on that
I'm
one.
trying to drag you up. There we go. Where'd he go?
What just happened? What?
Well, don't drag him down.
Chris, come on up. Where
He
is
had to
Chris?
go.
There we go.
I'm trying to drag you up. Drag, come up. Chris, drag yourself up.
Yep.
Like it won't let me drag him up. There we go. Let me see that. No, not exactly.
McFarlane,
No.
Superman the Animated Series.
Wow. He dragged you up just to put you down.
But
Wow.
Chris, we can still be friends, though. I got that one too.
Yeah.
We can still be friends.
All right.
That's great.
All right. With that
It is
said,
it.
I'll see you guys later. I'm going to the function.
All right, man. Have fun.
All right.
All right.
Take it easy, guys.
Later.
Peace.
And the last thing I was going to show you is this guy, which actually hooks to the ceiling
Nice.
and has a little propeller on his backside,
Oh.
which, when there's
Oh,
a
it kinda
battery
swings
in him, actually does circles around,
Okay.
which is fun.
Well done,
Alright.
Jack.
All right. Well,
Wait,
the
do
collector's-
you have any like regular 6-inch from the animated series?
Do you have a 6-inch?
Mine are a little
Richard
bigger than
6.
6-inch. They're about a foot long or so.
But I mean, like from the regular animated series figures. Did you collect those?
I have some. Yeah, I also have a bunch of the mini ones.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, there were a bunch of mini ones, like, and then there was like the Robotech looking ones where Luther came in like the battle bot and stuff. And Superman
I had that one, but I never had an actual Superman from those figures for some reason.
Yeah, they're in like a trunk somewhere. I have to dig them up.
All right.
Well, I think it's time for some news.
Hold on. It's time for some news.
Thank you, Lawrence.
There you go.
This is going to be a brief news segment for reasons that the two brothers know.
Well, maybe I can fill in a little bit.
I got
Okay,
a
great.
couple things here.
So jump in as it makes sense. Our first bit of news is kind of an oddly tragic bit of news. Who's hosting today? Well, it was Chris.
Why Jeffrey know our business? He just knows to ask that question like, son don't feel right.
Yeah.
It was Chris.
All right. So our first bit of news revolves Sony PlayStation. And this is why we're living in an odd day and age, the digital day and age, because what's happening with Sony is they're actually losing the rights to all things Discovery related. So if you made purchases, you are about to lose the equivalent of potentially hundreds of titles. Hundreds.
You said
of titles.
Discovery?
Yeah.
As in like Warner Discovery right now?
That's right. So if you made purchases from your Sony account or your PlayStation account and you have that on your device, you're about to lose them all.
That's crazy.
Man, you know who doesn't have problems like that? Microsoft. Okay. I got all my games. I got everything.
Says he now, right? But who knows what the future holds?
So you need
That's
hard copies, man. Hard
That's
copies on some of this stuff.
Yo, even these hard copies, you still got to have an internet connection to play them now. It's ridiculous.
That's true. Yeah.
That is
at
insane.
Least they can't steal it from you, though.
True. But you do have to have a connection. So that I thought was a crazy bit of news I read. Rebel Moon, the most expensive Netflix film to date, is going to drop December 22nd.
I'm kind of excited for that. The whole story behind that's kind of crazy. Like the rejected Star Wars pitch or something with Snyder. Something like it's a real cool story. But
I mean, it looks awesome, and it's the legendary director, content creator, cinematic masterpiece genius.
Your favorite.
My favorite director, Zack Snyder's behind it. And in other Zack Snyder news, as of November 29th, Zack Snyder publicly made it official that the Snyderverse is 1,000% gone.
Yep.
He said it's not coming back. 100,000% it's not coming back. He even said he has basically superhero fatigue. Now, I'm paraphrasing his quote, but he spoke to the nature of not being inspired by that kind of content and speaking to the nature of how he feels it hasn't evolved in a while. He did finish his interview by saying if James Gunn approached him and wanted to create a Dark Knight Returns live action that's true to the content, he might consider coming back.
I'm so happy you brought that up because I read that too, and I was like, please don't. Please don't. We've had so many Dark Knight Returns inspired things, The Dark Knight Rises, Batman v Superman, and it's like, this is an Elseworlds guy. This is never supposed to be like the main thing we lean into. It's supposed to be some other, like Kingdom Come, like Old Man Logan, a possible future that
I don't think you can talk about Old Man Logan.
I saw Logan.
Which is nothing like the comic. Thank you very much.
Fair enough. Yeah, but I'm like, please don't.
In other news, one of the holy grails of comics, Amazing Fantasy number 15, just sold. Now, you might think that the price it sold for is small. It only sold for $60,000, but its grade was only a 3.5.
Wait, say that it sold for how much?
$60,000
with a 3.5 grade.
With a 3.5 grade, and that happened yesterday or today. And my last bit of news before you gents might want to jump in is GTA is releasing its trilogy, the definitive edition. It will drop December 14th.
I'm not buying nothing from them until they release a new game.
Well, they announced a new game.
They did. The trailer's gonna drop anytime now. But
listen. Did y'all know that Nightcrawler's origin somewhat changed?
Yes.
Yeah, apparently Mystique is not his mama, but it's still his parent. Let
Right.
that sink in. Let that sink in. You know
'Cause
she
she
can. You know she can
changed-
shapeshift, right? So she turned into a dude
And
and
created
had
sperm.
yeah, and she created him with destiny. I don't know who destiny is. I'm not too
Yo,
tuned.
any Marvel fanboys who know like X-Men like close, school me on this. I didn't know Mystique was changing her shape on like the atom level. Like you're not just changing. Yeah, like literally
molecular level.
you grew what it takes to create sperm when you change
Well, you know
into a
what's
dude.
funny
It's
about
not
the
just
X-Men, Lawrence,
wow.
and this is documented, the X-Men continue to evolve. So it's possible that when Mystique first popped up, she was just changing her physical appearance, but now she's probably changing a whole lot more.
Yes. Also, X Men
Wow.
Blue Origin #1 challenges this history. So if you want to read that, I guess you go look at that there, and that's where that's at.
That's
Because
pretty interesting.
I've always remember what did I get? I believe the animated series. She was the mother. She was being chased by villagers or something, and then threw him over a cliff or something like that. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But
And even in
yeah,
the
they changed up the history.
movies, they alluded to like they didn't say it, but they alluded to their connection when they were
Yeah.
like talking to each other. There was a little something.
Right, like all blue X-Men are
But
related.
isn't she Rogue's mother too? Or is that retconned? At one point she was like Rogue's like biological mother. At some
Mystique?
point.
That
I
sounds
believe
familiar.
so. Yeah. Is
Fantastic Four, Pedro Pascal.
I don't think Jennifer's playing her. Sorry, Rich. Jeffrey said something while you're talking. I'm sorry.
Jeffrey, we're gonna have beef. All right. I already
He
got
does
problems
it.
with this other guy. I got problems with you now, Jeffrey?
No,
Jeffrey.
Rich, don't tell them to shut their whore mouths. We can't afford it.
No,
Don't do it.
that doesn't require that. Not for this one. Fantastic Four, Pedro Pascal may be the only confirmed cast member, and people are asking, where's the rest of the family at?
Is he confirmed? I feel like he's in talks. Like, have we got a
according to
firm-
this, yeah, according to comicbookmovie.com.
Oh.
Well, the rest of the family might all be kids in the content.
Well, what now? How does that work?
Come on, Lawrence, put it together.
Oh, because
okay.
he's a lone wolf and cub.
Yeah.
He kills that genre. Cass, Lawrence, and Jack.
Hey, Lawrence,
Yes,
you play
Lawrence.
Thing.
Wow. Disrespect. Look at
We
that.
finally got a black dude in Fantastic Four. He wants me to be CGI the whole time.
That is
And I'll play the
wild.
Invisible Woman.
There you go. There you
crazy.
go. Like, why is Jack just hanging out in the locker room all the time?
Jack hanging around the locker room. Wow.
Is that all? Should I jump in, Rich? Or you?
Yeah, jump in. Go on and get some.
I mean, well, Iman Vellani, who played Ms. Marvel, said something really great. But it's like, obvious, but she says the issue with Marvel that they need to make the audience care about their characters. And then we might be able to get to like end game level hype. You got to make them care about the characters. And I'm like,
that makes sense.
Water's wet. You're right.
I mean, what?
She's right. She's right. And I think the experiment of the Disney Plus shows and tying your audience out to the point where we don't feel like watching anything is the opposite of making us care enough. So yeah, she's right, and she's a big a fangirl. So she speaks the truth. Yo, did you guys see the Boys trailer? The new trailer for the Boys?
No.
Me neither. I didn't either, but it looks good. I'm trying not to watch trailers of things I'm hyped about because I like going in not knowing. But if we were gonna cover it, I would have watched it. Real quick, what else do we have here? Yo, so Feige went and said that Marvel will never undo the Tony Stark moment because they're talking about reboot and Secret Wars might bring old characters back. And he was like, we worked too hard to get to that Tony snap moment, years to get to that moment. We're not going to magically undo it. And when he said that specifically, I went, so you're probably going to try to bring back Steve Rogers. You're probably going to try to bring back Black Widow. You went and said you're not going to bring back one character. So I'm like,
Well, how many of these characters have other people playing like for example, Green Lantern's been 3 different Green Lanterns, right? Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner, John Stewart. So
Yeah.
how many other people have picked up the figurehead of Captain America in the comics? How many
I think
other than Steve Rogers?
well, we know that Falcon.
Falcon.
There's a number of them. But here's the thing, and I listened to this on another podcast when they're talking about like the whole Jonathan Majors thing. He's on trial. I think it starts next week. It already started the last week, and they're talking about what are they going to do with Kang, and it's like Spider-Man No Way Home changed the game because it showed us you can have variants that look nothing like you.
Right.
You actually don't need Jonathan Majors. It can just be a Kang variant that looks like someone else.
But even the Kang in the content that we saw alone, there were variants of him that didn't look like him. I mean,
Right.
look at Loki. There's a crocodile Loki variant. There's a female.
Sylvie's so like I said that to say they can always bring back an Iron Man and have him be played by a different actor if you want to make sure you're not stepping on Downey's toes. But I think
it's a question of how you do it.
But I think all these variants and stuff waters the content down. Like,
of course, and it also weakens the stakes.
Because death doesn't mean anything. We'll just grab a new one from a different universe.
That was the problem with the Doctor Strange movie. Like, what was the point of any of it?
Right.
Are we talking about that movie again?
I don't know how you do it, Jack. I don't know how you do it. What else? There's something else here I wanted to talk about, and then we can move on. Lawrence. I would thank you. Mr. Fantastic would be dope. Human Torch would be dope. I'll play them both. I'll be your daddy. Yeah.
Wow. The Fantastic Torch.
Pedro Pascal, they say, is the daddy. So, like, I'll be your daddy. That's all. Okay. Yo, I think that's all I got.
Thank goodness. That was the news.
Oh, real quick. Christopher Nolan.
Not exactly.
Because like all the super filmmakers are talking about, like, superhero movies are killing everything. Nolan thinks the opposite. Nolan is like, no, we need these franchises. These franchises is what makes it so studios can do the Scorsese films and these smaller films. The problem is balance. But it always helps when you have $1 billion franchise and you can go ahead and make, The Irishman or whatever. Tom Cruise as Iron Man, etc., so on and so forth. That'd be freaking dope. But
the reason why that would work is Tom Cruise is large enough an icon that he could step into the role and people wouldn't be angry about it.
And if before Robert Downey Jr. was cast,
of course,
we asked you who would you rather play Tony Stark, you would say Tom Cruise. Before Robert Downey's performance kind of rewrote the way we see Tony Stark.
Yeah.
But that'd be fire. But I don't trust Marvel. Marvel would use that as an awesome cameo and it won't lead to anything.
No, they'd kill him in the second act.
Terms of string cheese. All right, Jack, that's the news.
Well, that was the news. I think it's time to stop laughing, Lawrence. Put on your put on that face you have because it's time for a debate.
Ah!
Let's get ready to rumble!
All right. Well, today's debate question is this. Something fun often happens when iconic characters are revamped into an animal version of themselves. Examples, Spider-Pig and Frog Thor. With this in mind, I want you to pick the perfect animal incarnations of these 5 iconic characters I'm going to list, and then you got to come up with 5 on the fly for yourself.
So wait, they're supposed to be like Spider-Pig. Like they're supposed to be like the spider version of them, or the animal version of them.
Animal version of them.
Okay.
All right. So
I thought you meant as like pets, but all right, let's go. We can do this.
That's cool too. It'd be very interesting. So here are the 5 that we're all going to play with: Superman, Batman, Black Panther, Iron Man, and Storm. We'll go in rounds, and then we each have to come up with 5. Lawrence, why don't you start us off?
No, thank you. You came up with this. Don't put this on me.
Yeah, you go first on this one.
All right. I'll start. I'll start with Superman.
Okay.
I think a good animal for Superman would be a husky because it's a dog. Dog is man's best friend. It's loyal, honest. You can rely on a dog. And there's something prestigious about a husky. Also, huskies love the cold. Superman's got, Fortress of Solitude in Antarctica. So I think a husky would be a good choice for Superman.
Would he? No, because I feel like huskies talk back a lot. They're very defiant. They're
They-
defiant animals.
They will tear stuff up if they get bored.
They
They're more like
definitely
Lex
will.
Luthers.
Yeah,
They can be jerks real quick because they're so smart.
I would.
What's your bet?
I would give him maybe a Dalmatian or like a Labrador.
Oh, golden retriever.
Dalmatian?
Yeah, why not? Dalmatians, they're known as being loyal firefighter dogs for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah,
I've-
why not? Yeah,
Okay, Lawrence?
Man, the American Eagle, man, Super Eagle. I
Nah,
feel
that's more like Captain America would be an
Nah,
eagle.
you literally have Superman with it on his forearm, representing the American way, truth, justice, the American way,
Well, they changed that, didn't they?
truth, justice, and for a better tomorrow. But no,
What are you
man.
laughing at, Lawrence? Why is that funny?
No, I actually like it. Don't get
I
me
do too. It's. Listen, he's got to stand for something. It's not that he can't stand for the American way, but he's got to stand for protecting the globe
right.
and the universe. In fact,
And this isn't us getting political. We just understand that back in the day, Superman protected Metropolis, where now he's in the comics, he is protecting the entire world. He's not like Metropolis's hero. He's a hero for the whole world. So the content has changed a bit.
So you made him a big bird. How about Batman?
You made him a dog in the cold.
I'm
him
Batman.
a dog in the cold, an unruly dog in the cold.
And Connie says huskies are so snarky, but they are adorable. That's not Superman.
All right, fine. He could be a German Shepherd. Batman, fat
They
pigeon.
slobber too much.
I'm sorry, Batman, a fat pigeon?
Fat
Wait.
pigeon in the dark.
You got to explain this.
Yeah.
Nah. I just feel like Batman. If Batman were an animal in a comic book setting, he could be a really funny looking fat pigeon.
Okay. All right.
Dodge that one.
Did you? If dodging bullets means it's jumping off of a cliff.
Well, what are you gonna make him a bat?
No, make him Wolverine. Bat Wolverine.
Bat Wolverine. Okay. All right. I would have made him a German Shepherd.
You'd make Batman a pup?
No. Well, yeah, a pup, but a German Shepherd, but not a German Shepherd. What's the other one? Not a Cane Corso.
A Rottweiler.
No, it's another police dog. I forgot the name of it though. They use them all the time. It's like a subset of German Shepherds, but they're very, forgetting the name of it. Anyway, but German Shepherd or German Shepherd type mix. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a cop
Lawrence,
dog. What you want?
You said you'd make him a what?
Wolverine.
Oh, that's why I put it out of my. The second he said it, I let it go.
Oh, because a fat pigeon is
right.
Right, Jack always loses the base that he comes up with.
Man.
All right, Black Panther. What animal would you choose for Black Panther?
A Black Panther.
I would too. You kind of have to.
It's almost silly not to use it.
Yeah, a Black Panther or a cat of some sort.
I know, but that feels
like a panther.
Yeah.
Black Panther.
Okay, Iron Man.
Now, see, this is why I was saying if this was like a pet thing, because I put down either a cat or a beta fish because they're low maintenance pets.
Beta fish.
But
Rich, we got an answer for you. Akita is the name of the breed of dog you were trying to think of. Akita?
No, it's not. It's not Akita. No. It's a lot of police departments use this dog. Now I'm have to look for it. Talk among yourselves.
I'm going to make Iron Man a Yorkie.
A Yorkie?
Yeah, because Tony Stark goes into a giant suit because he is not actually physically capable. So yes, he is this pampered, very rich, probably travels around in like awesome clothes, Yorkie. But when he has to handle business, he jumps into a suit of armor that does his work for him.
It's close, but you're
He's
off
a
a little bit.
Yorkie.
The proper animal for Iron Man is an armadillo because they're basically defenseless, but they
No,
are.
that would be
machine-
Colossus because
No,
armadillo, that's their skin. You got to give me an animal that is actually pretty physically defenseless, and you have to put them
Armadillo
in a
is
suit.
pretty physically defenseless.
They're defenseless.
Pretty, yeah.
Yeah,
They don't have.
are. When they're not wrapped up,
Even when they're wrapped up,
they're defenseless still.
they're not
pretty tight.
defenseless, but they're basically just a shell.
Right, but they got a layer of protection, armor.
Don't help you from being street meat.
Okay, listen, guy.
What are we
Look,
talking about?
not most things can defend being ran over by a vehicle. Like, what are you saying?
That's true. And neither could the Iron Man in the third movie.
Terrible movie, by the way.
Terrible
It
movie,
was.
but he did
It
get hit
was.
by a car and the whole suit just flew apart.
That's how you know. That's how you know. Like the MCU was killing it because it had so much hype and everything was so on point. They can afford to make bad movies, and we still showed up for the next ones. Like
Well, 'cause
Thor:
you
The
knew it
Dark.
didn't- Yeah.
And think about all those sequels to those movies. They didn't they didn't continue the big story. Thor: The Dark World, Iron Man 3, they were all kind of standalones. They didn't like push the
Which
bigger
isn't
picture.
to say there weren't some cool moments in them.
Yeah, when the Mandarin takes a dump. Ooh, don't go in there. They ruined the Mandarin. If that happened today, they'd cry for blood on Twitter. If that came
Well, they
out
did
today.
then. What are you talking about? All right,
You're
our
right.
next character is Storm. I would make Storm a white snow leopard.
You make her white. Of course you would.
A white snow leopard has some black spots.
Yes, that's it right there. You got
Belgian Manilos.
Molinese or Molyneux or something like that. That's the
Rick,
one.
he went from being your arch nemesis
To your
best
to your
friend.
biggest supporter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was waiting for a time to say it, but
Wow.
Storm, I would make her a crane.
A crane?
A crane, yeah. Never seen a crane before? You've seen a crane before.
I've seen a crane before.
Why a crane and why a snow leopard?
Well, snow leopard is powerful. There's a majestic quality to the animal, and they're in a snowy environment usually. And Storm
Is from
often
Africa.
brings.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You said snowy.
But she often brings the storm, the elements, snow, wind, rain.
Jack.
Mm-hmm. Explain the crane.
Same thing. You know, it's an elegant animal. I can see it. I can see it being a stout fighter with his beak. You know,
do that again, Rich. I missed the beak part.
Oh, pause. Nah. I just registered what just happened. Pause. Nah. And you know, it flies. And they're a native species to Africa. And I don't know what snow has to do with it, but okay, guy. You know, yeah, crane.
I'm going Firefly for the obvious reasons that it can literally create lightning. Light. It's a firefly.
Firefly doesn't create lightning.
And neither do snow leopards. But I'm at least a little closer. Mine can fly and it can light up the sky.
All right, here's the lightning round. Here we go. Lightning round. Your 5, whatever 5 you want.
Jack made us really do homework on this, Rich.
He did.
Here you go. My first solo choice is Martian Manhunter, and I would make him an octopus.
Why?
What?
Because octopuses are kind of like these alien creatures of the sea anyway. And when the Manhunter turns into like his Martian form, it's not too unsimilar.
Yes, it is. He looks more like a praying mantis to me.
That's right.
Yeah. Wait, what? What?
Jack's good. The best defense is a great offense.
Wow. Oh, I'm gonna go Deadpool. Deadpool would definitely be a husky.
Would it?
Because, yeah, he would. I would think he would. Always
like
talking back.
like he'd be
Always
like
got
a
something to
hyena.
say.
Like he'd be a hyena. That's mine.
Hyena.
Deadpool is a hyena.
Hyena?
That's
Always-
yours.
That's
Deadpool's
mine.
a hyena.
Laughing and always like looking like they're just scruffy and cracking jokes.
Ah, Deadpool would be like a street dog.
A hyena's worse.
Yeah,
Hyena's
more
like
of
a
a
street
husky.
dog of the jungle.
A husky. Anyway, a husky. All right, there we go.
Well, mine is Deadpool is a hyena. That
All right,
came up.
mine is Joker is a hyena.
Okay.
Okay, which is why Harley Quinn likes him. Got it.
Yeah, that's
Right.
low hanging fruit. They gave him hyenas.
Hey,
as
it's
pets
low hanging
anyway.
fruit, but it's edible.
I agree with Rich. Connie says she agrees with Rich. Deadpool is a husky.
There you go.
I don't see it. I don't see
Pander to him.
it. Yeah. All right, that's our one.
Well, my two was Joker.
Oh.
Oh, that's right. Joker.
Robin Crane.
What, really?
Yeah. Crane's a Robin.
We are just making these last five just off the top of the head, right?
Jack,
You do know this, right?
Your this is what's crazy about your questions, Jack. You act like Spider Pig and Frog Thor. They were really thinking it through. They didn't think that this would be a good, like a pig would make a great Spider-Man. You making us think harder than they thought when they made it.
Yo, for real. I can't. Oh man. Let me look around the room.
Like I tried to give it. I sat and tried to think about this. And
Say Crane,
I
Robin.
couldn't.
Oh man. I guess Batgirl would be a sparrow because they're majestic.
You can't. You say everything's majestic, Rich.
Technically, I can because why would she be a sparrow?
Now, listen, it doesn't have to be the correct answer. For example, I might say Flash as Sloth.
If there's no correct answer, then how do we debate?
It's a question of enjoyment.
You're right.
What?
I'm having a good time. Would you say, Jack?
Well, I'll do that. I'll go Flash as a Sloth.
That's funny.
Flash as a sloth. All
That's
right.
funny. That's funny.
And it's comic book appropriate for kids. Comic books are originally kind of catered towards kids anyway. But the second you make it in some sort of anthropomorphic animal version of the hero, it's definitely for kids.
What about Robin as a bat? That's hilarious. That you're getting the spirit of this, etc., so on and so forth. Fine. Then I'll say, I'm gonna do Spider-Man as a gecko, not to be confused with Geico.
That's not bad because geckos stick to walls anyway.
See what I did there, Rich?
The color palette's a little awkward though.
I guess.
I
I would do Venom as a shoe bill.
What's a shoe?
You're Googling animals.
You never seen a shoe bill crane?
You're Googling. Rich,
Actually, I'm not sure.
Animals?
I'm not sure if it's a crane, but no. Have you ever seen a shoe bill?
No.
The big. Is it like a shoehorn?
It is. It's like 6 feet tall. It has a huge bill, and it clacks it like really fast and loud.
I
It's
think I know
terrible.
what you're talking about.
It looks pissed off at all times. Shoe
All
bill
right.
store. There it is. Yeah, shoe bill. Hold on.
Are we at 5 yet?
Yeah, we got 2
5?
more.
Damn.
All right, last 2. Here we go. I'd go Spawn, and I'd make Spawn a tarantula hawk.
There it is.
That's
Should
an
be.
odd looking bird.
Bro, you should see.
For
things
Venom?
Looks like one of Jim Henson's puppets.
That's
It's
a crazy.
huge. This thing's
I mean, that
large. Look at the size of this thing.
Yo, that bird can kill you. Rhino as a gopher, etc. You so forth and so on. You can't freaking play. And Jack, you just said what? Spawn as a something tarantula.
tarantula hawk. It's a kind of bee, like a wasp-looking bee. Very aggressive.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Got it. Yeah.
I'm gonna do Lady Shiva as a praying mantis.
That's not bad.
Mm.
I had to drop one so I can win the game. Just drop one to win the game.
This is the last one? Okay.
No, there's another one after this.
Oh, there's another one after this.
Another
Wow.
one after this.
Wow. I'm gonna go with the Green Goblin as a murder hornet.
Ooh,
Oh.
yeah.
Okay.
Actually, that works really well. All right, all right, last round. Here we go. Mr. Fantastic as a anteater.
Okay.
Killed it. Mic drop. I'm out. All right, enjoy the rest of the show, gentlemen.
Clayface as a jellyfish.
Ooh,
Brought him back. I brought him back.
Oh, I would say Clayfish as a monkfish, right? That's the name of that thing? Monkfish?
Rich, I'm just trying to get us out of this segment, okay? Just trying to get us out of this segment.
It's like a deep fish that has like an ugly face when it comes out of the water.
But is it pliable? No, that's why I chose a jellyfish.
Oh man, jellyfish isn't pliable.
It is
Yeah, you're right.
pliable.
It is not.
It's jelly.
But it ain't jelly like that. It still
Ain't
takes a
jelly
form.
like that.
It must be jam.
It's a jamfish.
Jelly don't shake like that. Rich,
Jelly
come on.
don't shake like that. Yeah.
Give us one, Rich. Get us out of here.
I gave it to you. I said a monkfish. I took yours
you
and I
took
said
Clayface?
monkfish. I took Clayfish and I said monkfish. I think it's a monkfish. I could be wrong on that.
Great. And the winner of this round is
Is
Chris
obviously
for somehow
me.
figuring a way out of it. And I think it's time to get to the reason why we're here.
It's time. Jack, you can't do both. It's time for the main event.
All right, today's main event question is we're not talking about any content specifically today, which is a bit of a departure for us. Usually we're covering something.
But I did hear that Godzilla is amazing.
Yeah.
I hear it's like dope. So
I have also read those reviews. So Godzilla just dropped this last week.
we didn't get a chance to see it, or not all of us. So, but yeah, I want to.
Right. So if we were doing our jobs appropriately for this, we may have watched it and covered it, but we're not. So instead of that,
jobs mean we get paid, Jack. So we all right.
right?
good.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Oh,
Instead
yes.
of that, what we're talking about are the 5 most impactful comic book related moments of our lives.
So you're not just asking content; you're asking like moments in the or anything.
I am asking content. Like, what do we think the biggest comic book moments in our life has been?
See, I might not be a part of this because
Rich don't like comic.
don't crucify me. But I'm not. I wasn't a big I have comics. I've had comics, but I wasn't
that
a
means,
big
that
comic
means
book
movies
person
and
like
TV
that.
too, right?
Yeah, well,
Like-
listen, it applies to what we're talking about. Content adjacent works.
Content. Okay. All
Geeky.
right.
Keep it geeky. Keep it
All
geeky.
right. Let me rate this.
I'll get the ball rolling. The death of Superman was such a humongous impact in my relationship with comic books. It was like a Game of Thrones moment. I was like, you guys did
the
what?
Game of Thrones moment. Absolutely.
And it wasn't like they undid it. They wrote it for a year. Superman was kind of gone from the comics for a year. I mean, the Clark Kent version of him was kind of in like a limbo thing from time to time. He'd pop up.
But we still didn't know for a while that he even was out there somewhere.
Right. And it was ambiguous as to whether Jonathan Kent was just hallucinating or whatever. So I'd say the death of Superman, that whole arc was definitely one of the top 5 most impactful comic book related moments of my life.
And it's not one of my answers, but I want to piggyback on that for all the youngins out here. They weren't killing main characters in comic books like this. Yeah. And when they did, they weren't coming back. So right. I think that in DC, the character that died before this was the Flash in the Crisis. And Barry Allen, as we know him, didn't come back for like 20 years. Wally West became the Flash. Like, deaths meant something back then. So when Superman died, it wasn't like, oh, we'll see him next week. Oh, we'll see him. It was like, it was on the news.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was going to say that. It was so crazy. It was on the news. I remember watching it on TV. And then, because my father had one, he bought maybe 1 or 2. I know he had one specifically in a box. But I was like, I went to go look at it. I'm like, oh, snap, I ain't open it because I don't want to mess with the crease it up and anything like that.
Don't mess with it.
But I remember it being on the news. I'm like, man, this is crazy. People were really talking about this.
Big deal.
It was huge.
Man.
Yeah.
Nice. Right. I'll go next. Richard Donner, Superman movie, 1978. Seeing that, it just blew my mind. Like I as a kid, I just believed he flew for real. Like I couldn't tell. He was so graceful, and just seeing Superman come to life, that movie, like, it changed the game for me. Mad impactful.
Okay. I don't have. Well, I'll go movie. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Ooh,
the first one.
Yeah.
It was just dope to watch. I think I watched that in the theater and then any other time that I can. But one, it was big for me because my father took me to go see it. That was always the thing. And then it was just dope. Like, you had the live action turtles, and it wasn't bad, bro.
And like, I need people to understand, who's listening to this, who are younger than us. All this stuff you're getting right now did not exist then. The idea of a live action Ninja Turtles is ridiculous back then. Like, to think it even happened.
Yeah.
Yo, it was.
It was a good time, and honestly, I think they did a pretty good job of depicting that whole thing from April O'Neil to Casey Jones, like, to all the turtles, even Shredder. Like, come on, bro. The backstory with Splinter was kind of good. Well, other than that, it was just good
because it was the comics too. They were going off of the comic turtles more, and it wasn't the cartoon. So it was darker.
Yeah, but then, I mean, the marketing of it definitely rode off of the cartoon,
And then by the time we got to the sequel, they freaking took out all the real fighting and made it more cartoony. But that one, Rich,
go Ninja, go. Yeah.
Vanilla Ice was in part 2.
He was. He definitely was.
Man, nice.
Another big impactful moment for me was when Superman again. It's when they had the Superman blue and red, and they turned Superman into a lightning bolt. I was so pissed.
Okay.
It's like the first time I was outraged over what the comic books was doing, and I was so moved that I literally started a petition, got hundreds of signatures from the school I was in, and sent it to DC Comics with a really angry letter. Now, they turn Superman back. At the time when I was reading the comics, I thought that was going to be our Superman indefinitely. I was like, they turned Superman into a blue lightning bolt. What the hell is wrong with these people? And so I don't think my letter had anything to do with them turning him back. I think that was always the agenda.
They were always going to turn him back.
But as far as I was concerned, I played some part in it back then.
But it was a good story. It was like something happened where, I forget, where he lost his powers for a while, and when he regained them in some solar thing, it did too much to his cells. It
was still kind of related to the death arc, right? Because it was quickly, it's within a year of that or so, that storyline kind of played out, it was him kind of how his powers remanifested somehow, right?
Yeah.
Weird.
But then the red and blue is where it got weird, like
Oh,
splitting
the
in.
blue was weird.
But when they split him into two different entities,
Oh, that was just even
red
stupider.
and blue. Yeah, that's what I mean.
What are you guys
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
So, somewhere in the multiverse, there's a director out there about to make a Superman movie.
I want to do this
be-
one.
He's going to base the whole thing off of this questionable point in comic book history. And I'm going to be sitting here going, of all the content choices you could have picked from,
We're doing Superman
you
Blue.
anchored your film off of this, and
It's-
and you're telling me it's canon.
It's
and Lawrence
canon.
is sitting here
It's
defending
canon. It's canon, Jack.
you. I'm mad now just thinking about it.
Don't be. My next moment is still like an entire movie. Yo, real talk. We love Superman the movie. We like Star Wars. But like that stuff didn't come out when we were alive. Like I think the last Star Wars film came out in 1983, Superman in 1978. So we were just watching hand-me-downs. But when Batman the movie came out, 1989, I'm 7 years old. It's the first time it's a Tim Burton one.
Michael Keaton.
With Michael Keaton.
No, I'm saying, didn't we see that together?
I think we did because we went with the rip. We went with Shannon and Maureen. Yeah, I think we all went. Yes,
Yeah.
Rich. We all went together, and it was like the first time I was old enough to like actually be a part of what was going on. And Batmania went crazy after that. Everything was Batman, the toys, the merchandise. I love the Adam West series, so I knew about the character going in, and it was like, this is what it's like to be on the forefront of it. So everything else like that before that, we weren't there. We saw it afterwards on TV, but we were like in the height of Batmania, and that movie changed the game. That was the movie that made comic book movies like a pop culture phenomenon.
Yeah,
dude.
And then we got the Batman the Animated Series, which was one of the most incredible cartoons of our generation.
Arguably any generation. Arguably, it goes hard. Especially, and think about it, it was for a kids show. It's not like watching Blue Eye Samurai on Netflix. They had to figure out how to keep it on Fox Kids and still add all that depth with all the restrictions. Yeah. Come on. But that's that Batman. Come on.
Let's see. I got a couple things here. Final Fantasy VII. All right, Final Fantasy VII. There was a time I shared a room with all my siblings. Well, not all my siblings, my brothers. Right. So me and Phil, that's the one right after me. He would sit there and play these games, and I would just watch him play. Right, because if you watch an RPG, a whole story unfolds. Mm-hmm. So Final Fantasy VII, one of those games that he grinded out. Right, and I wasn't there for all of it because when he was sitting there just fighting every monster just to level up, I was there. I was there for like the main story quest stuff. I'm like, yo, just sat back and watched it.
That's great.
And it was great. And then this is like something that we always done. Like he would sit there and just play games and like play whatever RPG, whatever it is, like Legends of Dragoon or something like that. And especially when he started working. But he would just be talking about what he did for the day. Phil's like a storyteller. Like for y'all know. No, Phil. Like Lawrence knows. Phil will tell anything and just make it a whole story. So when he talks about even like how his day at school was in 5th grade, my man is sitting there like, let me tell you about that. And he'll be sitting there playing his game. It'll be great. It's just hilarious. It's great. And then also just watching everything unfold. Come on. Good stuff. Final Fantasy VII. It's also a classic too.
You be having them heartwarming stories, Rich. I love it. You do.
Final Fantasy VII. I gotta piggyback on that, and also any of you guys watching, still watching at this point, jump in the chat. Let us know what some of your most important comic book related moments were for you. We'd love to know. Also, it's gonna help us have something to talk about.
Yes.
But I gotta jump on Final Fantasy VII too. But I won't. I'll say video games, right? For Final Fantasy VII was a whole family event when that game came out. We all took turns kind of riding the joystick, But but I gotta tell you, man, and I've told you this story before. We were playing this game, Bionic Commando, right? And we just could not get past the last boss. And my dad walks into the room so casual, and he's like, well, let me have a crack at him. And just decimates the boss in his first pass. And we're all sitting there looking at him like he's a superhero. Like, who is this guy? This is our father is a video game master. And I remember it just kind of redefined. I always had the best relationship with my father, but it was an interesting moment where I was like, wow. And we all really want to get better at these video games after he kind of schooled us inadvertently, showing how effortless he made it look so effortless, right? And so we all really tried to, whether it was conscious or subconscious, up our video game skills after that point. But the other thing that was nice is we always knew we could just go get them at any point. We were struggling, you know. We're playing Sonic the Hedgehog when that came out. We're like, man, this guy sucks. Pop.
But them side scroller games is built for you to fail.
Yeah.
Some of them
Yeah.
games is like,
Right.
how do you beat this? And I only got 3 lives, and that's it.
Any video game that's jump related, I struggle with. I struggle with the jump. I land it.
Man,
Yeah.
good story. Real talk, the Walking Dead graphic, the whole comic series changed the game for me.
Oh yeah.
comic.
Yes.
Bro, because a friend of mine that I worked with, one of his friends told me about Walking Dead and Invincible. That's when I started reading it in like 2007. And that was my Game of Thrones. That was like every character can die. And it's the first time I'm seeing anything like this. I'm reading it, and spoiler alert, Rick gets his hand cut off.
Yeah.
And like, yes, every volume he has like that, everything played, and the stuff that happened with Michonne, like the comics is way darker than this. If you thought the series is dark, and I just could not believe something like this was a comic book. I'm like, yo, this is different. Blew my mind. It was like every volume was like watching the Red Wedding when I was reading The Walking Dead in the beginning. I was like, yo, I haven't finished it though.
I haven't finished either.
I fell off.
I got 2 of the compendiums, and then I started getting the singles.
Oh,
the Lucy's, and I'm like,
no way.
Yeah, I'm like a little bit into where they have Alexandria and they have Negan captured, and they got the new group coming in.
I think I'm exactly where you are.
Yeah, that's where I fell off at. I'm like right around.
They do a
there.
time jump.
Yeah, it's a whole time jump. Yeah.
But
Rick is a little bit older.
There's too much content for the Levy.
I don't have that many. I think I may have got like 6 of them, and that's it.
It's too
and
much.
I kind of just fell off from there.
Yeah, I'll jump back in, but that was like, and then I'm reading this in black and white too.
Yeah,
it was just a completely different experience.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Rich.
Oh yeah. Okay. So now I'm not. I was going to say Walking Dead. No, I'm not going to say Walking Dead. GoldenEye. GoldenEye and also Perfect Dark, which is pretty much like GoldenEye, but it's a spy game, but it's more high tech. It's more futuristic, right? First of all, anyone who played GoldenEye knows if you picked Odd Job, you're a hoe.
Hey, yo.
And it was just a great time, like a 4-person split screen, just going at it all night.
It's like the first Halo.
It was the first Halo, yes.
Wait, can we just go back to that? Pause.
No, pause.
Rich,
but it was a great time,
etc., so forth and so on. It's interrupting you while you're talking.
I tell you, this guy's a real piece of work.
He said Lois and Clark knew about Superman because they changed the concept of Superman. Clark Kent was the person, Superman was the character, and something I love. Honestly, etc. That's my favorite take on it. Clark Kent is the guy. He's a farm boy. He had good parents.
But it was also so true to the comics at that time. You know, Superman had his dad in the comics. Had the family dynamic was different in that period.
Yeah, I hope some of that goes into James Gunn's stuff. Rich, GoldenEye was that was like proto Halo. That was like
yeah. That was a good time. And then Perfect Dark 64 came out, it's pretty much the same thing. You can split screen play it, but then you can add bots in, and you can change the level of the difficulty of the bots. Man, when you talk about running from the enemy, me and my brother would sit there and be like, all right, we got it. Next thing you know, 2 other bots would run up in there and be like, nope, we ain't got it. Throw out the briefcase gun and bounce. It was a good time.
I don't think I ever played Perfect Dark.
Nah, you went into it like that, bro.
I played GoldenEye.
Yeah, that was GoldenEye. With the Perfect Dark came out a little bit after GoldenEye.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Connie Alaska says
Where I
X-Men
missed it.
issue 300, holograph killer,
Oh,
and X-Men God Loves Man Kills. And I gotta agree, that comic is pretty great, that
I
storyline.
never read that one.
Well, I'd let you borrow mine, but I fear I might never get it back.
You can get it back. It just won't be read. I have it right here.
Read it. Read Old Man Logan. It's a great read.
I will.
I
I
like-
will.
Honestly, it's a great read.
I'm going
And you
to.
know, it
tonight.
might be something to do before the year's up.
You're right. I'm gonna do it tonight. I promise.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Okay. Holding my breath. Not. I would say my good friend Patrick Shearer, Lawrence, you know Patrick.
Patrick Brian Shearer.
Patrick Brian Shearer, he put me on to Berserk. I'm in college at the time, and we're over. I believe it's the Thanksgiving holidays, and I'm not going home. I'm in New York, and so I'm just kind of stuck in the dorms. And he gives me the box set of the animated series from, I guess, the 90s, right? And I pop it in, and my mind is blown by the content, the subject matter, how graphic it is, the character story arcs, relationships. It's really the content that put me on to really put me onto anime. I had watched a little anime here or there, but I wasn't like, this content's incredible. And it's kind of like what you were talking about with The Walking Dead, right? There are repercussions, and then once that thing happens, they go with it, which is what I think makes anime really special, is we see the characters age, evolve, grow, right?
Yeah.
And Berserk, spoiler alert, yo, they do something insane in the 13th.
I almost don't even want you to spoil it. For those
I'm
of
not, I
you who
won't. Listen, I won't spoil it. But
it
they
is like
do something.
Red Wedding on steroids. It's like,
Well, you've never seen it. That you literally never seen this, where you spend so much time developing so many characters on such an emotional connected level.
and it's not that there wasn't already danger in this world that could have killed them, but what actually happens?
Insane. And once they cross that threshold, the whole content just changes so dramatically.
You're gonna have to read that, because for some reason,
you have to.
They won't make it.
Well, what's funny about the way that content's ever been like brought to life and depicted, they kind of stopped telling the story often after the 13th episode, because things changed so drastically. Even
in
though
both versions, in the original and the new reboot, they both stopped telling the story around the same exact time.
there is an HBO series that actually picks up after.
Series,
yeah.
All right,
You
need to send me that link, because
yeah. But I think due to the pandemic and the writer's strike and all this other stuff, I'm not sure whether it's actually been continued or not, or is discontinued. But there's several movies, and there was the original series, and they all pretty much stop around the 13th manga. There are 42 books in the series, though, so there's a lot of content after that moment, but they all kind of stop around that moment.
Man, this isn't mine, but I just gotta show some love on your answer, because he gave you Berserk, and then you gave it to me. And unlike Old Man Logan, I did consume this content, and I couldn't believe what I was watching. And just like you said, Jack, I've seen some anime before, episodes of Dragon Ball Z. But this was my first, this is anime. Oh, yeah. So free. I've watched it. I've watched the series twice from front to end. Like, I don't do that. Berserk is amazing.
The music is oddly hypnotic in it too. It's haunting.
It's haunting, and the voiceover actors. I watched the dub. I didn't watch the original, but there's something. It's a good dub, and there's something just so sad, and the voices with the music is. Um, this was gonna be my choice, but Rich got me feeling sentimental. I don't know nothing about this game. I don't care about this game. But Rich and I sat in his living room, and I beat a video game for the first time. We were playing Super Contra. And I've never beaten a game before. We were both there playing, and it was like, yo, I didn't think video games were actually beatable. I thought you just played them until you couldn't play them, and you died. And you started back to the beginning, because back then the games was when you died, you went back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Right.
It wasn't like now. So yeah, that was a great moment where it's like I played a video game and I won with Rich.
I say it like that for? Like what?
Oh, I played a video game and I won with Rich.
There you go. All right. Act like you can't win no video games with me. All right. Anyway, it's my turn.
Yeah.
Halo is hard to beat you in. I think I played Halo.
Oh, listen, I wasn't playing around with Halo, baby. You ain't to this day. Anyway, this is like I got 3 things in one, which encompasses anime. So, Voltron was my jam back in the day. Also, Macross. I'm probably saying that wrong. That was with planes that turned into robots, pretty much, but they weren't sentient. They were actual pilots in the planes. And then there was also a bike. I had both of these toys. There was a bike that turned into like a robot, like a bionic suit. And then after that, one of my neighbors, who I'm not going to say his name, but Ranma 1/2. These are all essential animes in my early life that got me into the rest of them.
Ranma 1/2. That sounds so familiar.
Ranma 1/2. That's when you get a little pervy in there. During my adolescence.
Definitely looking this up.
But they were all great. They were, even despite the perviness of Ranma 1/2. It was a pretty good story. And these are like some of the I would say the 3 animes that kept me going to continue watching anime throughout my adult life up until now.
Yeah, I don't think, the exception of Berserk, I don't think I appreciated anime like I appreciate it now. Just long form storytelling, like you said, Jack. Stakes that matter. If something happens, it happens and it stays. If you had a kid, it stays. And you get to see these characters evolve. And the series will eventually end. So you get to actually see some sort of conclusion that matters.
That's interesting. That's one thing that's kind of different about mangas versus comic books. And I could be wrong specifically, but I think in general, comic books, every week it might be something different. It's a little more episodic, right? And you have all these one-off stories where the most mangas follow an arc.
Yeah, I think there might be some exceptions where, because like in Marvel, DC Comics, they always have to return to status quo, right? Like Blue Superman has to eventually turn back. Batman has to have his back fixed. It has to happen. And maybe like Dragon Ball Z, there's some status quo they have to go back to, but I think most of them, they don't mind like killing this person or changing this over here. Like they'll and then it'll end.
Right.
Some of them.
Or disfiguring your hero, which happens a lot in anime content.
Like I heard in Chainsaw Man, like as you go on in the mangas, at one point it just focuses on a completely different character that's not Denji. Like you can only do that in manga. Like you can't read Batman, all of a sudden we're going to focus on Alfred for the next year. Like we're not doing that.
Unless you're CW content, you might want to
Unless you're the CW, you might just make a whole show without Batman. All right, Jack, this is number 4.
No, this is the last round. All right.
Wait, is it?
Yeah, this is it.
Batman, Superman, Batman, Walking Dead. I wasted Super Contra.
No listen, you can have an extra one.
No offense.
All right.
I need an extra one.
Wait, this is
Give
5?
it to us. Why don't you start us off with an extra one here?
Okay, extra one. Dude, like, my life, this might be a red flag, so it's extra, because it's not necessarily comic book content. I know, Jeffrey, you're right.
But Jeffrey, we want to know what
Yeah,
impacted
let us
your life,
know
man. Let us know.
what impacted you. This isn't necessarily comic book content, but it's adjacent. The Matrix changed my
Wow.
life.
Oh, okay.
Bruh. Going to
That
the
was-
movies. I went to the movies with some friends from high school, from Ramapo. And I sat there, and you saw all like, what is the Matrix? Was like that was their marketing. What is it?
Yeah,
And
you didn't know what it was.
And I sat there. I can't tell you the experience I had watching the Matrix. I was like on the edge of my seat as they spoon fed me with just more information, more information. Then we get to the end, and I am the one. I was like, Nia, and then he flies out of a phone booth. He flies out. Jack, he walked out of a phone booth.
Yeah, I watched it happen. I was there.
Flew.
I was there. The Matrix one, unfortunately, none of the Matrix sequels actually fulfills the first one, though.
No,
Would that
yeah.
be? Was that your best movie going experience, Lawrence? The Matrix.
That I can remember. I'm pretty sure Batman's up there, but I don't really remember sitting there watching it. I remember us all getting in the car and going, and I remember loving it. But the Matrix, I remember the details of just how impactful. And I was with some friends. We were planning just to talk trash probably through the movie. Like we were just quiet. Yes, the Matrix is probably my
How about you,
Yeah.
Rich? What do you think your best movie going experience was?
Batman or Robin when that dude's ears kept growing and you try to watch the movie.
Yo, when I tell you, I'm like, there's no way this guy's ears can get this big. Like, what is happening? Just blocking the whole thing. Mind you, just the context for if there are any younger folks in there, this is before stadium seating. This is when everything was pretty much on the same level. And it was this person's head, ears, whatever it was, just kept getting big. I'm saying, like, I'm
Rich-
over here like this in the seat.
Rich and I went to the movies quite a number of times together in our adolescence, together with dates with groups of people. You always got the bad seat.
Man, I
You
don't know
always
what
got
it was.
the bad seat.
Just the worst, bro.
Oh my
The
goodness.
worst. That was memorable. Yeah. Yeah.
Sage says Underworld. No, Rick, I gave you that one. That was a bad memorable experience.
That was a bad one. You know, the first time I ever got emotional in a movie, had to choke back some tears. What was it? It was a Will Smith movie when he was Bagger Vance.
You went to the
that's a
movie
good movie.
theater to see Legend of Bagger Vance?
I saw that in the theater.
That's back when people had appreciation for movies.
Yeah,
not
man.
just.
But like
And
at like 17 years old, I wasn't going to go to the movie theaters to see Legend of Bagger Vance. Wow.
Bagger Vance,
I'm
yeah, I was like
impressed.
18, 19, something like that. It
I'm
was a date.
impressed.
But I was
Okay.
I sat to look at the channel. I was like, oh no, what is happening right now? What is
Oh wow.
but, that was first time I ever got emotional in a movie theater. I was like, man, that's crazy.
Wow. Well done. Jack,
Underworld.
Do you
Man,
have
In
Underworld's
comments to
great.
Stage's comment, yeah, Underworld, what a great movie. And Kate Beckinsale in that. Jeez, I've seen that movie a couple times.
I couldn't get into it. There was I like the vampire part. There's something about what they did with the werewolves that I just wasn't.
The action in that movie is great, though. And to see that on
What's
a
wrong
big
with the
screen-
werewolves?
The likeness.
Yeah, Lawrence, what was wrong with the werewolves?
I don't know. Just the way their depiction of being lesser than and weaker than. I don't know. I guess going in, I thought it was more of like equals but different.
Nah, but that's usually how the werewolves were.
Sage said I'd watch her again too. She was hot.
She was.
Hey.
And Jeffrey is just laughing.
Yeah. But that's
Still
usually
waiting for
how
your answer, Jeff.
that's usually how werewolves lichens were usually depicted. And a lot of they were usually like the guard dogs to vampires.
Right, they're dogs.
But like I grew up loving werewolves, so there was werewolf stories that I enjoyed. So I guess when I went into it, I wasn't.
What
that
werewolf
wasn't the-
story? Teen Wolf.
On deck, Rich. On deck.
Why?
How does he do that?
Why
does he
is that
do
a thing?
Like everything is within his arm's reach.
Yeah.
It's quite strange, isn't it, Jack?
Oh man.
It's quite strange.
Pretty wild. The my best movie going experience was seeing Eternal Sunshine on a Spotless Mind. the whole cinematic experience was kind of surreal. Actually, it was the most engaged I'd ever been in a movie house. It was almost more like a theatrical experience. A theater experience really kind of hangs on the action of the performance. They're there, where a movie going experience is often a little distracted with the popcorn and the babies and the hype and that. If you ever seen like a Times Square opening night experience,
It's actually very fun. Very.
it's fun. It's like performing for your house.
Yeah.
But something crazy happened when I was watching Eternal Sunshine. It was like the whole audience started to breathe in unison with the film as it progressed. And I've never experienced anything like it before or after, but like the end of that movie, the whole audience kind of took a collective, and they just kind of held that pause until the thing had resolved, and you could feel the whole house go at the end. It was a crazy experience.
Dude. You want to know what crazy experience is? I'm going back to geek stuff. I didn't even see this opening night, but I guarantee you this happened in every single movie theater across the world. Opening night or last night, doesn't matter. When Captain America picked up that hammer on Endgame.
Yeah.
The roar. Dude, it didn't matter where you were or what night it was. Everyone screamed when we saw that joint. Talk about a collective joygasm.
Well, it was the first time we had an audience reaction akin to Avengers 1 when we saw that spin around the team assembled for the first time.
And it was a movie with a lot of levity because, Marvel has a good job of balancing it. But it was a movie of watching failed heroes try to win again. And that was the moment we got to finally go. First, the portals, when they all came through, like, portals! And then freaking Thor looks up and you see Steve Rogers holding that joint. We're like, the best comic book moment in cinema of all time. I'm sorry, yes, all the Spider-Men together was great, but that moment, and they put that seed from Age of Ultron, they put that seed, and then movies later it pays off.
Right.
Come on, brother. Come on. I mean, it's that, and when the Martha moment in Batman v Superman.
Yeah, that's the moment for me. Martha.
Why did you say that name? Hold on, etc. Star Wars Episode 1. It was the first Star Wars movie in 15 to 20 years. There was a lot of high hope. Yeah, it was. And it's weird, man. That I didn't see that movie, Episode 1, until way after the fact. So I didn't go to the movie theaters to see it. But it had to be interesting. I wish we had the internet back then. Because I'm sure people that went to the movies as kids and teens might have enjoyed it. Because they didn't grow up with the old stuff. And if they saw it on TV unless it was passed down to them. So you had like a generational gap of people who I wonder how that would have played out online if it happened today. But we didn't do number 5 technically.
All right, number 5. So I'll end on a comic book. Now I got to tell you, Lawrence, you have put me on to some of the greatest reads I've had the pleasure of reading. Lawrence put me on to Invincible. Thank you. Lawrence put me on to Walking Dead. Thank you.
So good.
Lawrence put me on to The Long Halloween. Wow.
Brother.
Thank you. I tried to put him on to Old Man Logan like 10 years ago, and he will tell you it's worth a read.
I read the first couple. I'm doing a page a decade.
Right. Okay, here we go. One of the best comic book reads I've ever had. I sat down and I kind of binge read, and it's a long one. Watchmen. And Watchmen is incredible.
Name me a better book. Not like a story, like long form page 1 to the last page book.
He can't. And what's so good about Watchmen, and I read this such a long time ago, right? So there wasn't a lot of the content was just kind of different than anything else.
Jeffrey, the comic book.
Yeah,
the comic book's amazing. But I would say choose. Because that's what happened to me with The Walking Dead. It was like once I started watching the series, I lost the urge to read the book. And I feel like the book was more satisfying. Not that I didn't want to watch the series, I had to figure out how to balance it.
Season 1, Walking Dead is hard matched. I mean, it's pretty great.
I still like the book better. What they did with Shane in the book
Yeah, I like the book
versus
better
the
too.
show.
Did I say Walking Dead? I'm Invincible.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Season 1 Invincible. Sorry, my bad. Season 1 Invincible is pretty flawless, and they evolve the content and let it change a little bit, but it still feels right off the page.
Which means he probably won't read both at the same time because it's so close that But I think so far I can't even answer. The book is great, and the book is like so. I mean, it ended, but like there's so much content to go through. Yeah, you went. Yeah.
I mean, stacks.
If you don't want the show spoiled, don't read the book.
But I find it hard to believe that even regardless of how good the animated series is, with how long they're taking to get the next season off, they'll never catch up to the book's content.
Unless they start truncating the storylines.
And you don't want that to happen. So if you get ahead of the show and you're jonesing for the next chapter, you should probably just start trying to read the volumes.
And I would say, especially the bigger ones, there's things that happen in between some of the battles that you're watching, like whole story arcs they're never going to get to.
But it's like all books. There's always just more detail. You know, there's the richness of it. But I got to tell you,
so find the books and stop at where the arc stops on the show. Don't go beyond that, but like read up until then, and you'll get like all the other stories.
I'd say I don't agree with that because I read so much of the volumes, and it's not a spoiler for the show's content. It's just so good. I'm enjoying it.
But not simultaneously.
Yeah, that might be weird. You're right. I've had a good decade in between the two.
Yeah, some space. The Watchmen.
The Watchmen. And there's the moment where Dr. Manhattan depicts time.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the single most thrilling chapters in any graphic novel, comic book content I've maybe ever read. The way he depicts time is impossibly cool. And it's almost unfair that Zack Snyder did the Watchmen movie and listen right off the page, but you were never going to, it's impossible to capture what is in that novel.
Sin City was amazing. I didn't read the graphic novels, but I mean, was that Robert Rodriguez? Chef's freaking kiss, man.
And the way he depicted that film, brilliant choice.
Didn't care for the sequel as much.
Nobody did, but nobody did for the sequel to the comics either.
I didn't read that.
See, there you
go. Jack, I'm jumping in. My fifth choice is The Watchmen. Also, and honestly, the same guy that recommended Invincible and The Walking Dead to me, the same guy who said you have to read The Watchmen. Watchmen was like you said, it was the single-handedly best story, and not even just The Watchmen, like the side story, Tales of the Black Freighter was dope. Like the little side story, you're supposed to be like, what is this? Why are we stopping? It was amazing. There was something beautiful and ugly about it because they chose to use the color palette of none of the primary colors because those were all used in like the big books. So here you have the yellow, that like the pastels and the pinks and kind of the muddy greens. They like went that way and it just gave it this texture. It felt like New York in the 70s, some of it. Oh, and that freaking Rorschach in that prison, like, Yo, I opened up a book that had DC on it. You got a hero pouring hot grease on a guy, killing him. I'm like, what am I reading? I didn't know this existed.
Yeah.
Baby. Rich, have you read The Watchmen?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
I've heard about it.
And it's the movie gives this part away, but reading a book and the bad guy wins.
Yeah.
He totally wins.
Actually.
And it wasn't like the movie. And they couldn't do this part in the movie because it was a giant squid, but like it was a straight up attack on a major city, and it happened.
Millions.
And he won.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to think after I finished. I finished and I was like, I'm out of breath. I don't know what to do.
All right.
Rich?
Didn't know what to do.
I didn't know what to do.
We figured it out eventually.
I haven't. I'm still stuck on it. Because Rorschach's journal went to the journalist We have no idea what happened, and the HBO series was supposed to be pick up from the comic, not the movie, and they didn't answer the question. When Rorschach's journal goes to the journalist telling everything that Dr. Manhattan and Osmondeus did,
He hasn't read it, Lawrence.
I haven't read it.
that part was in the movie, though. Anyway,
Yeah, I saw the movie. Yeah, movie was
Anyway.
great. I love the movie.
Rich.
Yeah.
Movie is great, Jack.
It
It's
is,
not-
and it's not. It is. It is. It 100% is, and it's got some things.
The series
But it's
wasn't
got
too
some
bad.
real things. It's got questionable things. Anyways, Rich.
Yeah. Oh, we on number 5? This is the last one? Listen, The Legend of Zelda. I told this story before,
Oh my God, yes.
but The Legend of Zelda not only was just an iconic game, but
Yeah.
it was a big game in my house. Because one, it was probably like the first and maybe the last time me and my mother ever connected. We just sat there and played this game, dungeon crawled. She would draw out the maps. And we knew where everything was at by the time we were done with it, and it was just a good time all around. Yeah,
I love so many of your stories involve your family, Rich. I like that a lot.
because we were a big gaming family. Like once we got that Nintendo in the house, I'll sit there and watch my dad play Tiger Hilly and some other stuff, and Bubble Bobble. We played,
Bobble was
Yeah.
my jam,
bro, Marble Madness. Like we sat there, we played a lot of games together.
I love
Phil
that.
breaking the freaking super controller like 15 times when he had to get it freaking fixed. Phil was a terror on that controller, man. The super joystick, whatever it was called, he used to break that thing all the time. And I'd be like, yo, stop playing with it. He'd be like, but I have to. I'm like, oh, man.
I love that, man. I love that, Jack. This was well done, Jack. This is some good.
Well,
This is some
You know,
feel good.
I gotta say one other thing. You know, I think part of my big appreciation for comic books happened when I was a kid. I had, I guess I still kind of have it, but it's not as, it doesn't seem as pronounced. I had a really bad case of dyslexia, and I was in special ed in this when I was in school. And there's something weird about that where I thought I was dumb on some level. Not like dumb, but I thought I couldn't read. And it wasn't really enforced that that was an option. I mean, I struggle with it so much until I started reading comic books, and it opened up that door for me in a different way. And now I read all the time. So comic books really were kind of this interesting, just even learning bridge for me when I was young.
Okay.
I love that, and that's the thing. Like back then, like our parents didn't know better. Some of them reading comic books aren't reading. Read a real book. And like, yes, it
Yeah.
is. It is. It is. And video games don't do anything. And it's like the hand-eye coordination that you're creating right now is like we were told like to stop doing all the things that are like, et cetera, so forth and so on. The movie and graphic novel 7, Bad Guy Wins. I didn't know there was a graphic novel of 7.
Didn't it come out after the movie though?
I didn't know it existed.
I think the graphic novel came out after the movie, and it's a short played, like it's not a long run of it. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think it's.
Say said it's so hard to read some. You have to just find like what you like, what works for you. For Chris, I'm kind of with Chris in the beginning when I was reading comics. It was like I had to like the art.
Yeah.
If I didn't like the art, now I'll jump into a book if I just like the story. But back then,
Well, I know it can be confusing where you're supposed to go next sometimes,
especially
and like
with Marvel. My God.
But a really good artist, and Neil Adams talks about that. Talks about how a really good artist is gonna lead the eye to the next thing you want them to follow, to absorb, to consume.
Yeah, Sage, this is a comic book for everybody. So you just got to find, and it may not be like a mainstream book. It might be like a more of an indie book or, Kill or Be Killed. It's 4 volumes. Sick. 4 volumes that you're in and out, and it goes hard. I felt like I want to give one more because you guys said some nice stuff. I mean, it's just so much. All of this impacted us. Like I go to my parents' attic and I see all the toys, like the Ghostbuster Firehouse, like
Yeah.
freaking Darkwing Duck. Like so much of this stuff just
Well, toys are just its own other thing, you know.
well, it's
Yeah.
how you watch the thing and now you get this is how you interact with it. Now you
Yo,
get to like be the
toys,
thing.
and also my mom has a plant that she had for like over 40 years, like 30, 40 years. We used to play in this plant with G.I. Joes and all of our action figures. Like, I'm sitting there looking at this plant when I went to go visit them. I'm like, how long have you had this thing? She was like, since y'all were a kid. I'm like, this thing's lived that long?
There might be G.I. Joes in the soil.
It might be.
Nah, this is fun, man. Good topic, Jack. Good topic.
All right. Well, I think it's time to wrap this thing up with some recommendations.
Recommendation.
Oh, okay. All right.
Don't be a hater, Rich.
All right, here we go. So here's some recommendations. Feel free to add as we go.
Testament by Vertigo. You know, I never got into the Vertigo stuff.
Vertigo's got some great stuff. I don't know Testament though.
Is that
What?
Is that Sandman? Sandman's Vertigo. Is Sandman Vertigo? Or was Vertigo?
Well, it is DC, yeah. Well, DC owns Vertigo.
But that's what Sandman was connected to. He was through Vertigo, right?
No, I think Sandman got his start within DC actually,
In DC proper?
because in the first Sandman comic books there were some Constantinas in it.
Was he Vertigo in the beginning?
Vertigo, 1993, DC Comics. Yeah, he was in Vertigo.
He started Vertigo.
93 to 2020.
Was Constantine originally Vertigo?
I think he might have been Vertigo first too.
Oh.
And then they
DC
started
doesn't
funding him.
Well, DC was... Well, no, sorry. Sandman was DC from 89 to 93, and then Vertigo from 93 to 2020.
So he went to Vertigo.
The other way.
And then DC Black Label 2020 to present.
So maybe it went to Vertigo because the content got a little more adult than DC wanted to have their name on.
I have no idea.
That's interesting.
Same thing with Milestone. It was his own thing, and then it's kind of drafted in, and now it's his own thing again. That's weird.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyway, here's some recommendations.
Recommendations.
As we move into the holiday season, you might be looking for some Christmas-themed action superhero content to consume.
Don't watch Die Hard because that is not a Christmas movie.
First of all, you shut your whore mouth, okay?
Wow.
His
I know
definitely
you
is
don't
a Christmas
believe
movie.
that.
Holy.
Unbelievable.
Jeffrey is like, would y'all please hurry up?
All right, it's pumpkin time. Here we go. Die Hard. Yeah, I'll move it to the top of the list. Die
It
Hard.
happened
There
on
we
Christmas. It happened on Christmas Eve, and it had nothing to do with.
Listen, I would
Christmas.
love to hear from anyone still watching this at this point. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Because Lawrence,
Yes.
and you've heard me say this before. You know, there are two kinds of people in this world:
Idiots and people who
people
know.
who think Die Hard is a Christmas movie,
Yeah.
and idiots. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Die Hard Christmas movie. Go watch that movie. If you're looking for something fun for the holidays, definitely. It's right up there with Home Alone. Die Hard.
No,
and
it's
Home
not.
Oh, yeah.
Home
Oh, yes,
Alone-
it is.
It is
It's
really
it
not.
is.
It is
really
not.
is.
100% it is.
It really is.
I might even say you go watch the Reindeer Games.
He's
would work as a
trying-
Christmas movie.
His mom is trying to get home to him. Jeffrey, you never seen Die Hard?
It's a Christmas movie. It's good
You
for the
should go
holidays.
see it. Yeah. Get yourself some eggnog and whatever else you
Et
do.
cetera. So yes, it is. I'm Jewish, and I even know that.
There we go.
You know, what?
ETC, man. I love this guy.
I'm done with everybody.
Batman Returns, Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
Shorter. Yeah.
Come on, Batman Returns, Christmas movie.
You could throw Home Alone on there too, because if you watch that movie as if it's a supervillain origin story, watch Home Alone like this guy's gonna be a maniac when he grows up.
It's on my list. It's Die Hard and Home Alone.
Home Alone.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were just saying Die Hard is okay. I'm with
Nah, you want a good Christmas movie? Home Alone's fun.
Home Alone.
It's
So-
kind of content adjacent, I suppose.
Are we going out of content adjacent, or are you just saying any dope Christmas movies?
how about both?
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is all you really need.
That is a great Christmas movie.
Chevy
Can't argue
freaking
that one.
Chase ruining everybody's life for no reason. Why are you so uptight? Just relax.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is an interestingly themed holiday movie.
Which one is that again? I get that
That's
confused with like Reindeer Game.
that's Robert Downey Jr. and Val Kilmer.
I didn't
Killing
see
it.
that one. Reindeer Games I saw.
Wait, Lawrence, you should actually write Kiss Kiss Bang Bang because it is a very fun film. The acting's phenomenal. The writing is really clever, and the story is fun. It is a very fun film.
Okay. You said Robert Downey. You're Jeffrey. Yeah, Macaulay Culkin got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
He did.
Last
That
week.
speech was like very heartfelt. Let me tell you.
I felt like he should have got it like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean,
But I think you actually have to like nominate yourself for it.
you
Nightmare
have
Before Christmas.
You also have to pay.
That's true.
Like, it's not cheap to get on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Nightmare Before Christmas, that is a great,
That's a great one.
and it kind of absorbs a couple holidays in there. You know what? I went back and I watched Nightmare Before Christmas a couple weeks ago, and what I totally forgot is in the beginning of the movie, Jack Skellington is walking through the forest, and he comes across this series of trees, and each of the trees has a holiday emblem on it.
yeah, they were like portals.
They were like portals. I totally forgot that. He just happens to go into the one that's Christmas. So it's like, this could have always set itself up for going into the other.
If this came out now, you know they would have sequelized and franchised this thing into every freaking holiday.
But they set it up for that.
Burton's like, no.
Well, Burton produced it. He didn't.
You still
He didn't
own
direct.
it's still his though, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm.
Did you guys know Lethal Weapon 1 is a Christmas
It's not
movie?
a Chris. Just because a story happens around the Christmas doesn't mean it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, what? Well, why not though? Why can't it be?
Because Scrooged. Scrooged is a Christmas movie.
Well,
A
Scrooge
Christmas
is a
story.
retelling of a Christmas Carol.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
like-
about Christmas. Lethal
Next,
Weapon
you're
is
going to
not
tell
about-
me that the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday
special? Definitely Christmas movie.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
You can have it. You can keep
Yeah.
that one.
What about Violent Nights? Anyone watch that?
Yeah, it's a Christmas movie, but it's it's as
It
good as
literally has Santa Claus in
Batman.
it.
Batman.
Yeah, I didn't.
Oh,
see
what
that
else?
one.
What else we got? What else we got here? We got Gremlins.
Gremlins is a Christmas.
Gremlins
movie.
is a
Yeah.
Christmas movie.
Gremlins
Yeah.
is a Christmas
Come on,
movie.
Lawrence.
I said
Of
it is.
And of course,
Oh,
Elf.
that one counts. All right. So the takeaway here, ladies and gentlemen, is Die Hard's a Christmas movie. Go check it out.
But no, okay. I'll bend for Die Hard. You're not telling me Lethal Weapon is not a Christmas movie. I don't care what you say. Just because the events happened around Christmas over the course of a month and a half, and so Christmas so happened to be somewhere in the middle. No.
All right, I'll take it. That's a win.
Wait, he does. Wait. No, he does.
No,
go
I'll
to
take
the-
it. That's a win. Die Hard's a Christmas movie. He said
No,
it.
I
This
said
is
maybe.
live. You can't take it back.
Is
That's a
Edward
sound- that's a
Edward
sound
Scissorhands a Christmas movie?
Edward Scissorhands is a very fun and fantastical movie.
Is a Christmas movie?
I haven't gone back and really watched that movie. I wonder if
I
I'm
mean,
still
snow. What's the Christmas? I just remember he was like
Didn't it
making the
happen-
ice sculptures.
Didn't it happen over like multiple? Wasn't it? It was there for like Thanksgiving as well, right?
Yeah, he was there for the holidays.
Yeah,
he was there for.
that's a holiday movie. There we go.
Sorry,
That's
Holidays.
a holiday
sorry.
movie.
But there is one that's like, oh, come on, the best Christmas movie of all time,
What?
The Christmas Story. Ralphie,
Oh.
you're gonna put your
Yeah.
eye out, Ralphie.
You going
I believe
Wow.
Connie Alaska had just mentioned that one.
Oh, did I? Oh, Connie, I missed yours. You were, but we might be aging ourselves. 'Cause
Well, also that's not even really content adjacent. But if you're looking for a good Christmas movie, there you go. And did you guys go back and watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
we did not.
I watched
think
it over
told
Thanksgiving.
You I wouldn't.
You did watch it over Thanksgiving.
Yeah. It's pretty.
That
I mean,
moment where Steve Martin goes in after the incident with the car.
Yeah.
Oh, Jingle All the Way. Come on.
No, Lawrence, you're disqualified at this point.
Arnold Schwarzenegger plays a superhero in Jingle All the Way to get his son a superhero toy. and he's going
Okay.
against Sinbad.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Jingle all the way.
All right.
Yes, you guys suck.
We'll take it. F plus, Lawrence. Good
You
job.
guys suck. You guys.
F plus.
All right. Well, that's our show. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, let it play on the background. Tell your friends about it. If you didn't enjoy the show, like I like to steal this one from the Reduced Shakespeare Company. Tell your enemies about it because maybe they like to suffer.
Okay.
And with that said, thanks, Jeffrey. Thanks, Connie Alaska. Thanks for joining ETC Sage as always. And didn't we have someone else who popped into the chat at the beginning who I'd never seen before? What was his name?
I think that was etc.
That was etc.
No, the Pokemon guy.
Oh, Pokemon, where you
Oh.
at? And
Yeah,
to all
so-
these people, all people watching after we're live, YouTube.
Yeah, so thank you guys for joining. You're the reason we keep coming back. And we'll see you next week.
Same bad time.
Same bad channel.
Peace.